Hello and welcome back. In a previous video, we talked about this car going backwards, and we learned to make the death animation. We're going to use the same sort of drawing techniques in the death animation to change this car. It's going backwards. We're gonna build, or at least try to build, something like this or like this, one of these classic Frogger cars. So it's easy enough in the costumes. You have all of these bits here. It's important to note here that there's this convert to bitmap button down here. By default, most of the sprites are vector images in Scratch. Vector images are very, very useful because if you scale them up or scale them down, they keep the same resolution. Bitmaps can become blurry and whatnot. It's a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but I'm just going to delete that. Bye-bye. So we're going to build a car that is sort of like one of those fabulous race cars. Why am I using purple? Green race car? Sure. Green race car. This reshape arrow becomes very useful in allowing me to turn this rectangle into a little pointy, just like this little pointy thing right there. Might be too much. Let's move it back a little bit. And you can see in this one here, it's got like a little cockpit on there. Let's build that too. Let's do it in white. Boop. And turn like that and like that. There you go, kind of like that. Our road is black, so we had better put on some tires that aren't white. I don't know, what color tires? Red tires? Purple tires? Sure, those. And I'm just going to put a few rectangles on there. So they're all the same size. I'm going to copy and paste these. Just stick them in the right spot. Roughly in the right spot. What else does it have? It has this little, I don't know what that is. Is it a spoiler on the back? Is it a place for people to ride in? I don't know. The tire's not in the right spot. That's a bit better. I'm just going to turn this into a bit of a, it's supposed to look like a spoiler, but I'm sure it's going to be, horrible. Yep, it's pretty horrible. Anyway, that is there's our car. It's really small. Let's go back to the code and make it 150%. Let's see what happens. Boop. It's decent size, but it's now sticking. See, it's sticking at 147. Is that because I didn't build it in the middle? Let's see. So there's the middle of the sprite. See that? So okay, here's the important thing. You see the middle of the sprite is this square right here, this little plus sign. You see how this, what do you call that? The aiming reticule. See how it was off-center? It's important to keep that as close to the middle as possible so that your car registers properly on the screen. So it got stuck before. There we go. Now that I moved it over and set it up, it's lining up nicely. I don't like the fact that it's so far up, so let's make this minus 40 maybe? Just guessing again. There, minus 40 is pretty good. And in a later tutorial, we're going to add more cars. So like there's, in this one, there's like 2 of these guys on the screen at once, and there's 3 of these on the screen at once. We're going to use clones to get more cars on the screen. But that's editing that. You know what? Let's keep going with this. Let's keep doing the same thing. And let's do the log. Let's do a log up here so that, yeah, so we can get closer to the end. So a new sprite. Let's draw a log. Browns are oranges with a little darker. Don't do it. Here's, ooh, there's a log that is way too big. I don't know, is it the right size for a log? I guess so. Let's put some log looking bumps on it. Oh, so log like. And let's use this to bump it out a little bit, misshape it like the log that it's supposed to be. Ta-da! Log. Just like our car, let's make sure it's in the middle. All right, we have a log. We're gonna have the log behave just like these cars. So being lazy, I'm just gonna steal this code, drop it onto the log. Hey, there's a big log driving across there. That log is 150%. And in the wrong spot. So let's put that up higher at 40. 40. I'm just guessing again. Too low. Let's make it 80. And 80. Boop. That's pretty good. Duplicate. And change this around 10. That has to go again. This is all the stuff that I'm rushing through here. Is all covered in previous videos. In the exactly what happened with the cars. Exactly what happened with the cars. Make that 150. I'm just guessing. Again, too high. Make it 135. 35. All right, there we go. So we got our, that's not right. 50. There we go. Now we've got our logs and our cars. All right, in the next video, we're going to have it so that the cat dies when he touches the water.